Hi, it's day 217 of making as much money as possible starting from zero. I'm in my 20s, I'm actually 26, and so now's the time to reduce expenses as much as possible and take risks. We're living here at Kendra's parents' house. I don't have any other income other than what you see in this series. You guys have been asking in the comments, why don't you include the YouTube money in part of the income? It's because all of the money made from content goes into making more content. I don't get any of that money to spend on personal living costs or anything. Kendra, she hasn't had a job, or have you? Kendra hasn't made money since the start of day one of this series. So you guys have been asking about that in the comments too. We have lent on each other's income at different points in time. I used to make £100 a month from YouTube and that was it when we first met, and Kendra had a full-time salary and stuff. It's flip-flopped. But now we're doing all the business stuff together. So just so you know, there's no money coming in apart from everything that's been shown in the series. That's been the case since day one. And the living costs that come out every month are our joint living expenses. So yeah, being in my 20s is it's the time to take risks. I mean, that said though, I think any time's the time to take a chance on doing what you actually want to do in life, because what is more depressing than if you died tomorrow and then you look back at your life and you think, I just kind of wasted that doing stuff that I didn't want to do. So, if money wasn't a concept and we didn't need it, I think, what would I want to do? I'd want to just work on something where I'm making progress with it and I think it's cool. And that is exactly what we're doing here with the series. So last week we had 4 calls booked for our wedding business, where we offer free wedding planning and then try to upsell them on various services like entertainment, decor, little details, things like that. 3 of those 4 people showed up. Kendra took the calls. And then this week we have 5 calls booked. 2 of those happened today, so both of them showed up. Kendra did those calls, onboarding them onto the free wedding planning. And then in a couple of weeks from now, once we've got some options for their wedding to present to them, we'll present those options to them and also present ourselves as one of the options. And you'd be like, hey, so you said you wanted some entertainment for this thing? Well, we can provide you entertainment. And you already know and trust us, so why not go with us? Meanwhile, I've been absolutely smashing through making this wedding planning infrastructure system in Notion. Not sponsored, but I've got all kinds of databases going for wedding projects, the events that they're having in the wedding, inquiries with vendors, all kinds of stuff. It's all getting planned in Notion because this thing can get out of hand very quickly planning multiple people's weddings. On average, it takes over 500 hours for a couple to plan their wedding. That's if you don't know what you're doing, that said. So, over time, we'll be able to do it a lot faster, but this thing could get out of hand if we don't track it properly. Hi, Chili. He's leaving. We're getting people on calls for £40 per time. And then if we sell to each of them, that's insane. That's a really good return on the ad spend, but time will tell.
All the little details, that's the bit that's always really complicated and really hard to know, which is why we started this company, so I completely understand.
So Kendra just finished with that call, and it turns out this person's wedding is also in Surrey, just like someone else's who we're doing it for. So all these vendor inquiries that we're doing, I've been just contacting photographers based in Surrey. They're in Surrey too, so we can use, we can ask the same people. We now have 7 people who've enlisted our free wedding planning services. We've got 1 more onboarding call tomorrow, potentially 8 people to pitch some kind of paid offer to. Now we just need to figure out what that paid offer is going to be, based on what they've told us, what they want, and what their budget is, and how many guests they're having. Time for a bit at the office. I have been feeling quite overwhelmed today about how many tasks there are to do for the wedding planning, the actual fulfillment of the services, and then also tasks to do to that aren't just operational in terms of fulfillment, but also in terms of administration, mostly making the Notion system. But it would be unreasonable to think that making a fully fledged wedding planning system in Notion, not sponsored once again, would take just 1 or 2 days. It's probably going to take a while, so we just need to crack on, just keep doing the tasks that we're doing. I was watching back some of the old videos in this series from right to the start and just through what we've done, and we've come so far so fast. It's been 200 and something days. We've done so much. Kendra, what do you we've done a lot, right?
We've done so many businesses.
We've tested different offers, we've made different systems, made different loads of ads. We've learned so much about business.
I've never worked so many hours in my life.
No, me neither. Not for such a sustained period of time. It's a new day. We're getting the quotes coming in from vendors like DJs, photographers, caterers, etc. Kendra, what did they say to you? What did the DJ say?
The DJ said, since you can offer future work, I'll give you a discounted price of £600.
discount, 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 discount. So here's the situation with our current funnel, which we're not currently running, but like, okay, so we ran ads, right? We ran ads for about £300 worth, and we got 312 unique clicks. People clicked on the ad through to the landing page. That is only a 0.46% click-through rate, which is terrible. Supposedly a good click-through rate, you know, rule of thumb, about 4%. So we can make the ads probably 10 times more efficient. 24 leads, 24 people put their details into the form on the landing page saying, yes, I want free wedding planning. That is an 8% lead conversion rate. 9 of those 24 people booked a call, which I was actually kind of surprised with, which means that it was only a 38% booking rate. But of the 9 people who booked a call, 8 people showed, which is an 89% show rate. That's good. That's good, right?
Yeah, that's good.
I almost forgot to put this bit in, that's why it's here in red. So the offer rate, that's whether someone's qualified for us to even sell to, was 100%, because everyone's getting married. That means our ad targeting was on point. We only got people through who are having a wedding and want wedding planning, so that's good. 8 of the 8 people who we had the first call with booked a second call. That's when we'll sell them on the paid service. So from here on, because we haven't got this far, we're gonna have to make some assumptions. Let's say 7 of the 8 calls that we have booked actually show, which is a worse show rate than up here, but you know, let's just say 1 person of the 8 doesn't show. Then we can close 3 of the 7 people for a 43% close rate. Doable, doable. This is where the further in we go, the more iffy the assumptions get. If we manage to make those 3 sales for £3,000 each, and we're offering some good stuff. So let's say we sell each person for £3,000, 9,000 in total. If on the services that we deliver to them, we manage to achieve an 80% gross profit margin, that means 20% of the money of the 3,000. So what's that? £600 we spend on actually delivering the services. So let's say that's the cost of going out to the wedding, the cost of accommodation, and then some other hard costs that we incur to go and deliver our like coordination services and take physical stuff that they need for the wedding. Let's say we manage to do that with an 80% gross margin, then our gross profit will be £2,400. Now you might be thinking, Kendra, isn't a machine where if I put in £1 and I get out £24 very good? The answer is yes, but as the business scales up, I hear on the grapevine that it's going to get a lot less efficient and probably not end up being as profitable as we want it to be. We ideally want this right at the very start of the business, if it's got lots of potential, to be around 100 to 1. So how can we make that happen? We just eventually, after we've had a few practices, get some more leads in, more sales, double this number. So we're selling people for £6,000. That'll take it to almost a 50 to 1 ratio. And then on the other end, if we just get this click-through rate to double, not even 1%, the ads are twice as efficient, we spend half as much on acquiring the customers, and we have a 100 to 1 ratio of CAC to LTGP. What's the problem if that actually happens? The lead magnet that we're offering to get people in, with these ads, is free wedding planning. And free wedding planning is time intensive for no money. If we scale up the business, like let's say we can get 50 or 100 people on the go between us, we can plan those weddings. What about 1,000? We can't do 1,000, so we've got to hire a person, and then we have to include the cost of their labor to do all the free wedding plannings for the lead magnet in the cost of acquiring the customer, which would take it from £100 to like close to £1,000, which would take this from 100 to 1, if we got that, down to 10 to 1. No bueno. 10 to 1 is still good, but it's not good enough. I reckon we just run the business as it is, achieve the 100 to 1 ratio,
Then scale.
Then figure out a lower cost lead magnet that isn't free wedding planning, start to finish, the whole deal.
I have thoughts for that, so that's good.
What are your thoughts? For the free lead magnet?
Yeah.
Or for a better lead magnet?
For a free lead magnet.
Okay.
Something low level, which is just that you can offer like a 30-day free trial of wedding planning, and then after the 30 days, if you want to continue having your wedding planned,
it's only
£500.
£1,000, £500, whatever it costs us in terms of just the wedding planner to plan that wedding. Yeah. And then that covers the extra CAC. You've solved it. Yeah! In this week's video, we continued making sales calls for the wedding business, and we went through some of our financial plan. The finances didn't change much this week, taking our bank balance to minus £9,905.26p. And here's the breakdown of all the money so far.